Hi everybody, this is our last lecture for the course. I am sure you're super excited to hear that. We're going to look at school finance in terms of future trends in school funding. So what do we care about in this chapter? Basically, what did you learn from the book? What can you take out of this book that you can use as a building principle, and what's going to change, and what are the future issues in school funding? So, one of the things that I think is important is that this is a book that addresses many different types of environments and stakeholders. You're in a state that is non-unionized versus a state that's, where I came from, that is heavily unionized. Then Ohio, which I was right next to, was a hybrid. It was partially union, it was partially not unionized. This book was designed to address everybody, and it is the #1 book on the market. So how do you learn finance at your building? Here's the real way that you do it. You find a building that's similar to yours that operates the same way. If you can do that, and preferably out of the district, that is the big idea. My hope is this class prepared you for budgeting and issues you might find when you were in your own school environment. That was the point of this class, why we're here, and what we're trying to do. So, what do you need to know? Schools are facing more of a crisis now than they ever had. The money isn't there that it used to be. And federal level is giving money, but they're putting pressures on with the money that they're given. So we're going to see the building principal have less autonomy, and policymakers and legislation with little to no educational background will make the decisions for you as a principal and your superintendents. That isn't cool, but it's the reality of the situation. It's going to impact how and why you spend money. So what are we going to see? We're going to see that anything involving politics and money is very transparent. This is because of news media. They're going to tell you what schools should be doing and how they should be doing it. And we're going to see more choice in schools. Private schools, cyber, and charter schools, because there are going to be parents that don't want regulations and high-stakes testing. Think about it. If you lived in a district where the federal government took over your school, took away all teacher autonomy, and said standardized lessons, standardized scripts, would you consider sending your kids to a charter school where they don't get that? That's something that we're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years, more and more and more. Money drives every decision-making process. Are schools performing well? I think they are. If you're taking this class, you probably think they are, but the truth is, the government and the nation thinks that our schools are not. But they think that they're not because of urban schools. If you're in a suburban school right now that has maybe, you graduate 300 kids a year, think about that urban school that graduates 4,000 a year. Your suburban school might be performing well, but that's not going to be the one that's on CNN and Fox News. It's the poorly performing urban schools that will. So because of this, people with money are less likely to provide money for schools. So you suffer if you're in a suburban and rural school district. You have to prepare for this, because your money and what you do is dictated by the performance of those urban schools. Is it fair? I don't think so. Is it reality? I think it's reality. So the debate continues to exist over what makes educational equity, adequacy, and efficiency. Once again, though, everybody has an opinion on how money should be spent and where it should be spent. I presented for you views, of where I would spend my money. I would spend my money on staffing and personnel, and in terms of curriculum, I would put it all in the reading program and build off of the reading program. Some of you are probably listening to this here and you're saying, well, I would put it all in STEM. I would put it all in technology. Everybody has a different opinion. What I think is different than what you think. So it comes from our experiences as students and teachers. So you have to distribute money fairly, and not everybody's going to be happy when you distribute that money. So parent choice in schooling with vouchers can impact the amount of students in your building. If parents pull their children from public schools to go to cyber, charter, or other schools, those tax dollars follow into the other school. So the district might be completely depending on the fact that they're getting money, but 50 kids drop out and end up at the cyber school. Guess what? That's money that's not coming in for tax dollars. Private sector of schools as well. That's growing throughout the United States, especially in the South. So that could be a challenge you face as a building principal, where it's June, you expect a certain amount of money coming in from the millage rates. August hits, you don't get that money. So the demands on schools will only continue to increase from the government. The government controls the money. The final thought is, money drives everything, and it includes the future of schools. That's why you in your position have to understand the money situations. So, this is what I think. We've covered a lot of big ideas in this course. If you want more work in school finance, I want you to take the other version of the course. It's EDLE 6363. It counts as an elective in your program. It is district level finance. If you got through this and you said this ain't for me, guess what? You're through it, you got your certification. But if you're doing the master's program and you're looking for an elective, I'm doing that in the same format that I did this one. If you need anything else moving forward, please let me know. I'm always here to help. Hope you had a great class.